Most people assume that big NBA highlight channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers must be rolling in dough, when in reality, most of them, even the biggest ones, are not making a single cent because of copyright claims. But apparently there is a way even for small creators to partner up with the NBA and post as much NBA content as they want completely legally on the YouTube channel. But as exciting as this sounds, there seems to be a dark side to this NBA partnership, as I learned from two YouTubers who actually signed up and experienced it firsthand.
I'm terrified of making this video just because I know of the repercussions that could come from it, but it's not right, it's not fair, and I can't hold my tongue on this anymore.
Alright, so more on that later, but first let's understand exactly what this NBA partnership actually is. So I'm gonna read a little bit from the press release that the NBA sent out on the day of the launch of NBA Playmakers. The National Basketball Association and Broadband TV, the largest multi-platform network in the world, today announced the launch of NBA Playmakers, a groundbreaking community for video creators focused on basketball and basketball culture. The first of its kind millennial video network will provide the creator community and NBA fans the opportunity to produce basketball-related content and share it across the NBA Playmakers network, spanning YouTube, the NBA's digital assets, and other platforms. The NBA and BBTV are inviting creators to be part of the network based on passion for the game, a unique voice, and traction with young audiences. In addition to BBTV's vast multi-platform network expertise, content creators will be offered a variety of benefits, including special access to select NBA footage, NBA games and special events, access to NBA production facilities, and new merchandise. Content creators can learn more about joining NBA Playmakers by visiting www.nbaplaymakers.tv. So basically, NBA Playmakers is what we call an MCN. And if you don't know what that is, an MCN or multi-channel network is a service provider that links up with multiple YouTube channels to offer them services like audience development, content programming, creator collaborations, digital rights management, and monetization. They basically use the concept of strength in numbers. So they sign a bunch of different YouTube channels that collaborate together, promote each other, and they help them build their individual channels with management services, and in this case, access to exclusive content. But in return, the MCN takes a cut from every channel's YouTube ad revenue. And that's kind of where the problem begins. But first of all, since I've never been part of an NBA Playmaker myself, and I've never been part of any MCN for that matter, and I don't really want to appear like someone who's talking about something he doesn't really know. So from this point on, I'm going to let two other YouTubers who were part of NBA Playmakers do most of the talking. I found those guys because they both posted videos about their personal experience with NBA Playmakers, and that's where all the upcoming footage comes from.
It's not right, it's not fair, and I can't hold my tongue on this anymore. So for the past few years, I've been with a network called NBA Playmakers. They approached me pretty much when I first started off the channel talking about the NBA, and it sounded really great. Basically, I was going to be given permission to use NBA footage in my videos, and also have the opportunity to go out to special events, get my videos on the NBA's channel, things of that nature. So of course it sounded really great to someone who at the time had maybe 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. How could anyone turn that down? And I'll even say to this day that I don't necessarily regret my decision of joining NBA Playmakers, because I learned a lot. I learned a heck of a lot. But that being said, yesterday I received a phone call, and essentially the NBA is pretty much trying to destroy my channel. So it all started when I was about to receive one of my first paychecks from YouTube. I was excited at the time. I was dirt broke and I wasn't expecting a lot from YouTube. Granted, we get to see as creators how much we're going to earn on the YouTube dashboard. And then being with a network, they're going to take a percentage of that, right? That's how it works. When you sign a contract, the network takes a percentage of that in exchange for the services that they provide to you. So I had it all calculated out. I knew what I was going to get. And to me at the time, it was a lot of money because once again, I was dirt broke, 100%. Dirt broke. It was a couple $100. I was ecstatic, right? Payday comes, you get like 50. It was confusing at the time because that was a heck of a lot lower than I should have been making, even with the network taking their cut. But come to find out that not only was the network going to be taking a cut, but what wasn't made clear to any NBA playmaker with a network was that the NBA was also taking a cut. And when I say a cut, I mean a cut, like a big cut.
Basically what they're doing and what they never explained in the contract is that the NBA actually takes such a significant portion of your profit and your revenue that it really hurts you. And so basically I'm just going to try to do this math. I tried to figure this out last night. So basically what I think happens, I don't really know if this is exact math right here, but I think if you break it down to six seems like the easiest amount to break it down to. I would say that the actual NBA, like the National Basketball Association, because they let us use their content, takes 3/6 or 1/2 of all the revenue we make. And don't get me wrong, I knew there was going to be a lot of revenue from me taken. I didn't know the actual NBA took it. Like I understand it's their footage, and then NBA Playmakers probably takes 2/6. And then us as content creators, we probably get 1/6. They said their library is full of NBA footage that you are free to download, free to upload to your videos because, again, we give them a significant amount of our revenue. And in return, we get to use actual NBA footage that people would probably enjoy watching more than just seeing us talk on screen. So that makes sense. If you go into the library, which I just did check, which I'm not in there a ton because, again, I don't really ever use it. All it is, it's game recaps and top 10s. That's it. It's game recaps from the night before and just like top 10 plays of a certain week or top 10 plays of the season or top 10 plays of whatever it may be. There is not a lot of footage in there.
It doesn't even stop there because let's now jump back to the phone call that I received yesterday. And this is a straw that broke the camel's back for me because at this point, I could care less. One of the things that myself and a lot of the other NBA Playmakers creators have tried to do to combat the fact that the NBA takes a majority of our revenue is to go out there and get sponsorships, right? That's why we push so hard for SeatGeek because they support the creators and all these other great, wonderful sponsors that I've worked with over the course of the past couple of years. But get a phone call yesterday. Guess what? The NBA no longer wants the creators to take sponsorships. Let that sink in. They don't want creators, not even to take sponsorships. They don't want creators to earn any revenue outside of the revenue that they so graciously give us from the videos that we make on YouTube.
So when you see before all my videos, when you see the promo code playing, like the sports cases there, I'm partnered with them. They sponsor me. That's also another way that we make money. And I know like some people have SeatGeek or some people have like Edison.com or something like that. And NBA Playmakers is basically now saying that we can no longer do that, or at least Zach can no longer do that. I don't think it's happened to Dom yet. I don't know about Beasel, something like that, but they haven't done it to me yet. I hope they don't. I don't even know if they're going to see this video. If they do, they might tell me not to do it anymore. But no more basically outside promoters, no more sponsorships, no more nothing. And that is a way to kind of combat them from taking so much money from us because they basically say they're going to grow your channel, but they really don't.
See, what got really got to me was the fact that after that, they said that I was in violation of my contract for pretty much stating my opinion on games, players, and the NBA itself in my videos. And then they forced me to take down some of my videos because they didn't like the opinion that I was stating in my videos. Essentially, They're trying to take away the freedom of speech when it comes to the NBA. They said in videos that I use footage in, I'm not allowed to give any negative viewpoints on the NBA, its players, the teams, the coaches, just anyone associated with the association. I'm not allowed to say a player is overrated. I'm not allowed to say a player sucks or isn't playing well. I'm not allowed to say that a player made a dirty play. What do you want me to say? And they're going to threaten to take down my videos if I continue to use the footage and do it. And who knows what happens after that. So bottom line is, it's 100% insanity. Like, I don't know who in their right mind would agree to these terms. You're basically doing work for free, and the work you're doing is 100% censored by the NBA. That's a great program right there.
They say they have all these great benefits, and at the end of the day, nothing of it really ends up coming out to anybody. So you have to like send email on email just to get what you want, and they really hurt you more than they help you, is the bottom line. So any other smaller YouTubers watching this, if NBA Playmakers emails you, don't respond, or do respond and tell them to go fuck themselves, because they are the biggest bunch of frauds you can ever have on the internet. And they lie to you, and they manipulate you, and they don't give you what you need, and they don't give you what they want, and they don't treat you fairly.
All right, so after listening to both of these guys, I obviously have some thoughts. First of all, both of their videos, their entire videos, will be linked in the description below if you want to watch the entire thing. I did. It was very interesting. And my thoughts are that, now, obviously, because I used to always say that there's no way to make a living out of just stealing people's content to make a profit. Like, you can steal the NBA's content, make a buck or two here or there, but eventually it's gonna fall apart. It's not a business model. It's not a long-term thing. It's never gonna work. But now, not that I'm proven wrong, but there is a way to basically partner up with the NBA and do this legally. You're apparently making 15 cents on the dollar, but it is a partnership and it is a business model. Unless this whole program shuts down, it is something that you could sort of build a business on top of. But that's where, it gets a bit tricky for me, because I think it just depends on who you are, basically. Because personally, I would rather not be part of the NBA Playmakers program. If I was someone who just wanted to do like NBA edits on YouTube and make money from that, because I'm assuming if you're watching this video, if you clicked on it and you're still watching, it's because your aim is to make money from NBA edits. You're not just doing this for fun. So if you want to make money, I'm the type of person that would, be willing to bet on himself and believe in the idea that I can build this into something big. So I would rather not be part of a program like that. Just accept that all my videos are going to get copyright claims and build a business around my channel instead. So that's with sponsorships like these guys, affiliate marketing, and even like in my case, what I'm doing right now. Like, if you look at my merch shelf, below, you'll see that I sell digital assets. So I make sports videos, and I do a lot. I make mostly educational content where I teach people how to make sports videos. So I sell assets that help people do that. So I sell, visual effects, sound effects, LUTs. So if you're making NBA edits and your edits are so amazing that people are looking at them thinking, God, I wish I could produce something like that, and you happen to sell tools that would allow them to do so, then they're most likely, if they have the money, they're most likely going to be willing to buy that. So and you're going to make a lot more money doing that, selling your own stuff that you own, that is yours, and that you can sell at your own price. You're going to make a lot more money doing that than making videos and getting 15 cents on the dollar with the YouTube ad revenue. But in saying that, if you're someone that is not interested whatsoever in the business side of making YouTube videos, if all you want to do is produce content and get paid for it. I suggest you get a job where editing becomes your full-time job and you get paid hourly to do so. But if you can't do that, if you want to work from home and do your own thing and make your own NBA edits, fine. Join NBA Playmakers, and you'll be able to. You won't get copyright claims as long as you use their footage, and life will be good. But you'll have to accept that you'll be making a lot less money that you could potentially do without them, and that there's a very low ceiling to what you can achieve in terms of content, like the direction, the opinions, all that sort of thing, and also you're relying on them to supplying you content. So if it stops, it's pretty much done. So it all depends on who you are, what your priorities are, what type of work you're willing to put in those edits in your channel. But bottom line, I think it's, for me, like, where I stand. I would prefer that you'd be willing to bet on yourself and think long term. Like, don't be afraid to think, a few years down the line about where you want to be, what you're trying to achieve, and then just sort of reverse engineer from there. If you want to make a living off of this, then you know what it takes, and just think about the steps that you'll need to get there and work on those steps, and don't make silly mistakes like joining a program that's gonna put a ceiling way lower than what you're interested in. So anyway, bottom line, do whatever you want to do, where you do you. There's no shame. It's there's no, anyone can do whatever they want. But if you want more details about copyright claims with sports videos, because it's the core of all this, I've actually produced a video on that topic a while back. You can probably see it on your screen right now. So you'll learn a bit more about the difference between copyright claims and strikes, and what you can do to potentially avoid them. But it's all very complicated. So just go watch the video, and I'll see you guys there.